はい、お願いします。OK。And we'll just, okay, we're, notice how right here, there's differences when I'm starting. Proactive. Now, what happens? I put something out, the world goes this way. Yeah. But just being right there allows you to, right? And if I'm here, I'm reacting. Okay, the world just, I better blend with it. So here, it's establishing my own positive so that I can be a little bit more receptive. Okay. Then we have the slow motion. I got the form. Oh, oh. And these days, you know, you come out, and then the world kind of goes and says, okay, now we have, you know, another variant or something like that. But okay, you know, we're going to wear masks. We're going to, you can blend with it. Okay, so let's take a second or two, just to establish that basic blending motion. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Now, one other thing there. That's good. Now, there's good, and there's the depth of good. Okay. If we kind of look at the Warriors problem, what was it? No depth last year. So it's good. You know, a deeper good. You're feeling a little bit like this. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So you'll find you got more hips and ground there. In other words, it's like it's not so much your sad of the moment, but yeah, kind of like, you know, it's something. It's fun. Yeah, right. That area there. So, yeah. It's good. It's deeper good. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Yeah. So looking a little bit right here, it may be good, but there's a deeper good possible. Okay. Good. The deeper, deeper. Good. Now, huh? There's a lot of things, you know, they seem good, they work in the moment, but there's deeper, 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 deeper good. See that feeling? That's good. I like it, but hey, I really like it. You see that feeling a little different. Okay? Hello.
Sensei,
Come on, go on in. Okay.
how are you?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. How about you?
Uh,
Yeah, okay. Okay, all right. Let's kind of look at, okay, okay. Come on, over here, all right? Just two hands this time. I'm settling, the movement's better. The deeper settle, deeper settle. Okay, it's good, the deeper good. You know, the truth of the moment, deeper truth. Okay? Let's start out with a stretch. Okay? I'm in too much of a hurry to do it. Life has a way of reminding you, oh, so sometimes, you know, things that appear like a negative, okay? The whole delta of areas is a negative. This is when we think things are going to open up. We're going to settle a little deeper, find a deeper center. And so a lot of times things that are not good, if you're going to get that pattern, we get better. Not just I do things better out there, but okay. So let's rotate different partner. Yeah. Yeah. One of the things that happens sometimes, you know, the practice is like, okay, good, but I hit a wall. It's underground passageway. So a lot of difficulty, the stupidity of the world, you know, you'll know it because all of a sudden, you know, you hit a wall. And I'm going to try to tear the wall down or try to find my way around the wall, but maybe just, then, you know, what it is not only does the movement get better, we get better. You see what I mean? You hit a wall, settle in, settle in, settle in, settle in, settle in, move on in, move on in. You hit a wall, deeper still. Yes, yes. Then all of a sudden you get better. The deeper, calmer, maybe kinder, more compassionate, but you're still on course, right? Okay, all right. Let's give you a little better attachment. Hand blade. That doesn't mean, by the way, I got a great vacuum cleaner, but the corners are dusty. I need to put an attachment on, get the dust in the corners. See that feeling? Oh, but don't throw away your vacuum cleaner. I need a new vacuum cleaner. No, you don't. You just need to put an attachment on. Okay. Yeah. So a little bit more hand blade there. The other thing works. Like, I could just do a general vacuum, but they're just in all the creases, Okay, so someone's going to yell at me and say, you did a generally good job, but look at all that dust in the creases. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And what other things right here? Just two things. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Yeah. So then you got speed. If I'm a little too quick sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm a little too quick. It opens up. It's a, and what happens is it really opens up. Really, really opens up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, deeper. もっと深いもん。日本語でもね、もっと深いもん。A deeper place, deeper you. See that feeling? Yeah, it's very important. Okay. Okay, let's have a seat. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's be quick. Okay, so the opposite of this. I'm asleep. Okay, so somewhere in between, there's that place where you're loose and easy, where you don't rush, but you also don't fall asleep. Okay. All right. Okay. They get too much into the effect of it without realizing that there's a cause. Okay, maybe a good movement. I'm coming from a better, more settled place. Yeah. I mean, how many movements are possible here? We're just we're just focusing on this one pattern because it's a very important one. Okay, so let's spread out. Let's rotate one more time, different partner. Okay, now this appears to be an up motion. But you're a tree with deep roots. So that feeling a little bit of the deeper settle. Okay, this appears like it's an up motion, but think about it. If you're a tree or thousands of years old, how much nutrition are you getting from your deep root system? So a lot of things that, okay, I get it. Yeah, to be a couple of thousand years old, you need to have deep roots. That is a majestic tree. Of course, you might ruin it with climate change, but that's another matter. So, yeah. One of the things I want you to do now, it's common right here. To think of this as you're out there, it's out there. You're the problem. You're out there and judging you to be the problem. No, it's a common issue. Let's kind of feel it a little deeper and see what we can both do. There's that feeling a little bit. See that? Yeah. If we do this too much, it's like it's all you stupid people that don't get vaccinated. See what I mean? Or is that, yeah, 45th president? Yeah, yeah, we're all in this together. So we're looking at things from a deeper perspective, right? You get results or so. Okay, yeah. Well, let's make it where a lot of people can't vote, so we'll win election. You see what I mean? It's like, yeah, you're the problem. You're the liberal. Yeah. Or conversely, we say, you guys are really dishonest. So all of a sudden it's out there. We're saying, it's one planet. So we got to put it a little deeper, make that deeper connection. It's kind of like, we're going to do this to play you guys away in the midterm. Yeah, let's see if we can get past that a little bit. We're two differing opinions, so let's harmonize. That feeling a little bit looks like it's allocated, but it's really more of a vertical structure. As you touch our roots, he might be a liberal, I might be a conservative, but that's a joke I was telling somebody. Maybe we should make a slogan like "Make Aikido Great Again." And I realized that would be a bad idea. Because there's a certain area where all of a sudden we hear something and then we spin into a judgment about it. And yeah, I mean, there's called discernment. Like, don't want to go there. But we're saying right about here that all of a sudden it's a deeper system that we can access. So yeah, you're not going to like my idea, but we're both necessary here because we both exist together. So let's see about consensus. Exactly. It looks like I'm winning. I'm not. You see what I mean? Looks like I won. I'm going to do this to win. But yeah, forget that. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's look at something maybe we haven't done yet. Let's just kind of right up here. Okay. Well, he takes both my wrists from the back. We should all. Okay, back oftentimes represents what I can't see. Could be a fear. But all of a sudden, the stuff we've done with frontal movements, we're starting to develop something. So what I don't know, what I'm uncertain about, I still have my own roots and ground. Then he grabs two hands and he practices this, didn't we? And seated, he practiced this, didn't we? So all of a sudden, different angle, different situation. really I want to be able to do. We may have our differences. We're just playing that, but I'm A, he's B, okay? And there's a contest to see which one's right, but maybe the Aikido is so different. There's common ground down there if I don't react to this. Okay, I see your hands go this way. Yeah, but now once you're here, you see then all of a sudden, this is here, but I'm too much in a rush. Just a little extra bit to settle a little deeper. Okay. You see, the movements are very similar. He grabs two hands. We have the hand blade, don't we? He grabs one hand. Okay, and we have this combination. I try to hand blade too quick. No. It's almost like we're standing in the middle of the same sphere. And it's a deeper sphere. Then all of a sudden we can hand blade. Okay? So what may happen here, he's not going to do it, but somebody tricky let go, and choke. Okay, so what we're going to do a little bit right here is move to the side. So let go and choke. A little better position. Okay, see what I mean? A little better, right? I was always taught, but this is good. Shift your position a bit. Okay. Right, left foot forward. Hold a little bit more with your hips so you feel that deeper. UK learns a lot. I mean, if he's holding with his fingers, it's a thought. But if he holds kind of with his palm and his hips and his feet, he feels that common ground down. It looks like I'm winning. Everybody will bow to me. All right. Now, yeah, I think right here, this is a good negotiating table. Right? Maybe he doesn't want to wear a mask. Okay, it's free country, but you have grandkids. Or you're around children that can't get vaccinated yet. You may you say, deeper. Yeah, okay. So maybe not for me, what my political statement might, but maybe your grandkids. Now from here, what I'm going to do is move a little bit to the side and form the hand blade. Now, what we're going to do, many things, one of the things, keep on holding, keep on holding, keep on holding, keep on holding, and all of a sudden we have that motion. Okay? On the other side, too much of us getting emotion. Shift to the side a little bit, form your hand blade. Now, I'm going to rotate towards him, keep holding. Now, but the pattern isn't complete yet. See right here? Take a step back. We got that motion. Okay? So it's a Kote whole motion. He's coming around in motion. But I want you to start with a little more basic. I get too much into that out there, okay? I want to be a political activist. So I better check what I'm active about. The joke was I was saying, well, maybe we should start the slogan, make Aikido great again. Just as a joke, that would be a big mistake, especially in California. MAGA, make Aikido great. No, we won't need that. Okay, so let's just get over here. Okay, so right here, different angle, different direction, same depth, same hand position as your basic blend. Reposition. Now, I'm going to turn towards him. This is the lower hand. He keeps holding. I rotate the hips, take a step. We got that motion. Okay? All right? We'll take it into movement just a bit, but I want to establish that deeper connection. Okay? Let's change partners. Keep on. Keep on. Got enough room. Yeah. One of the things here, for example, is that you're coming in, all of a sudden we have a bit more of a pattern. So you got this like and this boom, 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 okay. Yeah. Other things, you know, we can get into a little bit more. Oh, okay. Percent motion. Boom. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Other variations we get into. You know, there's countless ones. One thing, the modikeri, you like, you kind of like, you know, where you go this way and then you go into the tight. You never did that down south so much, but you know, you come in this way. Okay, now you're cutting and you're stepping in. So, with a kaiten, there's a lot of variations that you can do. Then you know, you grab the right, the shoulder sequence is a little more limited. You know, it's you know, then you have elbows. And you got really any point there. Anyway, I'll just kind of move into that in a little bit. So. And now, the steps will be confused. Which way do I go? Can you answer that lower grounding hand? I don't deal with too much here. Well, you know, you know too much. Sometimes you do something crazy like that. Well, I know how to take you out with a juji nage, but you know. So I tend to focus here, but the lower half connects the system to the roots. You know, feeling a little bit there? Okay, let's try it again. Lower, lower. Don't take that step too quick, okay? So you know where you want to go. You want to get behind him, but then again, all right. Now you take a step, okay? If I take that step, I know where I want to go. But to get there, now I take that step. See that feeling a little bit right there? Timing. As you get your roots, you know, mainly when we're moving too fast to make lots of mistakes, and a lot of times we get away with it. Okay? All right? I won't be impeached because the Republicans will fly up there and get away with an insurrection. You know, that's where the world unfortunately seems to be. Okay, but right about here, yes, but there will be civil suits. Right. There's a pretty strong paper trail about a lot of that stuff. So we'll see. I what? Uh-oh. A little different. And I don't know whether it'll work that way politically. It's a very complex system. We prefer it that way. So what I mean right here. So I know I'm supposed to get there, but in doing that, it's too confused. I'm there, but I haven't stepped yet. My hips rotate. Okay. All right. So it's a little thing like that, you know, if you come in this way, and I know where I'm supposed to get, but all of a sudden, so, you know, the ground up, the hips rotate. There's a lot of things. The knowledge gets you in trouble sometimes because we play that knowledge part a little too quick and the tuning is off. The energy hasn't built for our conclusion yet. You see what I mean? Okay? Right? Okay. What I'd like you to do a bit is kind of working on, you know, that deeper connection. And it's called timing. It's called timing. So you may know where you want to go and what to do, but it's also important you know when. And that's timing. Okay? I got knowledge, I operate off of knowledge. Okay? I can be very dangerous. I got knowledge, but I got wisdom, which means, yeah, right about now. As opposed to, somebody with a lot of knowledge and know a lot, but they have no tact, absolutely no sense of how to read the room, you know, in terms of social interaction, they can be very dangerous. Okay? The part of the roots is about that. Okay? Now, one of the things here, we were kind of mentioning here, okay, so I said he comes in, I'm too quick here. I'm settle a bit, make that deeper connection. Maybe I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm not reading the room. I may know what I'm supposed to do, but all of a sudden now. Okay, now, for example, here, I know I'm supposed to get behind him and show him, but what happens right here if I keep rotating the hips and get a fuller read of the room? I mean, that's an expression, you know? And if you got enough power, you don't read the room. You just show up and say, this is what we're going to do. And if you don't like it, it's my way or the highway. Okay. Well, next time you show up, you've been voted out. Whoops. Many times I didn't read the room. Okay. So the room here is just like the energies that are going right there. If I'm too quick, sometimes maybe you can be too strong, you get your way too easily. Oh, so that little extra settle. I know what I'm going to do. Oh, no, yeah. Right? No, I know I'm supposed to go there, but I'm going to reposition. He wants to choke here, let go and choke. Boom. I got a much better position than I'm here. That's great. I got a great coach in Nadia, but he lets go. I'm wide open there. So, just a little bit of tactical thinking. So I was always taught, don't just do this. Okay. But now I'm going to turn towards him. That's the lower hand. But I know I got to get behind him and throw him. Why don't I just keep letting the situation go, keep reading the room? And I know what I'm supposed to do, but I do it at the proper time. And maybe there's a lot of people haven't made their mind up about it. And I'm able to make a presentation that says, we need to do this. As opposed to, we're going to do this. You get that a bit? Yeah. And, a lot of times everybody wants to move. That's good. But, okay. Once in a while, I think you're going to slow down. If you're a brain surgeon or open heart surgeon, you don't want to go out there and just rely on your medical degree and blah, 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 cut people up. The expression in Japanese is called shinken, live blade. And that applies to everyday things. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get my way because I'm ABC. Well, EFG is what the room is thinking, and I'm reading it. If I keep doing that, I might not have ABC anymore. Life is funny that way. You play the power card too much without the ability to be receptive and read, you are going to eventually fall. Okay? So what I'd like us to do, deeper. Now, notice how right about here I could jump to try to get behind him and throw him, but what if I just let the situation keep reading the room a little bit more? And yeah, I have a rough presentation that I'm going to do, but I'm reading the room and how I put my voice out and how I stand, how I look people in the eyes, and how I, in some sense, bond with them. They may think I'm total crap out there, but I need to win them over. Not, we're going to do this in spite of you. Okay, pick up the game a little bit. So I'd like you to go back over there and again, okay, what is it? Turn the hip a little bit before you take steps. Sometimes we reach an impasse here. Somebody has to give in a little bit to let the situation unwind. And it's nice if I have a vision for where it's going to unwind to. But how I present me in relationship to him, if I can come from a deeper, more connected, open, kinder, to some degree, more patient place, then I'm going to go further. It may take a little longer. So-and-so is a weak leader. I like the guy that comes in here and, yeah. Good, that says a lot about you. All right. Yeah, after a while, it's like something you got to do it quicker. Yeah. All right. It's the president, it's the war. Okay. All right. Got to deal with that. We're dealing with a very divided Congress. We need to pass this infrastructure bill, no matter what that other guy says. Okay. All right. And for that, I'm going to have to dig a little deeper. And if people think this is a little weaker, that's their business. You see what I mean? Okay. Aikido is, you don't want to compete with mixed martial arts. You want to go the other way. You want the whole world to be so And sure, if you want to do it, that's fine. You want to play football, that's fine. But the outdoors in a different vibe, just in a whole different climate. So we need to kind of give that a little bit more fertilizer so it grows a bit. And that way it makes Aikido great. That's good. But we don't use that though, for obvious reasons, okay? Anyway, let's do this. Keep the same partner. I want you to just sort of get your roots there a bit more, okay? And then we'll shift the movement into something a little more rapid. But that's an important one, okay? Pull them up right there. Don't go too quick for that. You know? I got this wonderful thing, but the world keeps flushing me down. Yeah, find out who I am. I think got good ideas. But man, or conversely, the world's not ready for my idea. Okay, a little bit, present it in a different color. So don't be too quick for this. Okay, deeper. Where you do this? Where you go up? Check who you are. Yes. I want to go there and blow a bunch of people away because I can. Yeah, but I want to develop you a little bit more of a patient kind of person. And then if I need to, I got that card, but I don't want to play it too fast. I want them to come to a consensus without me having to kind of feed it into them. You know, that feeling of it. Yeah, that's better. Now you're in the flow. Now you're letting go. Good. Keep turning. Keep turning. Now you take your step if you need to. Sometimes you don't even need to take that step. Okay. In other words, I know I'm supposed to get behind them. No, but sometimes I don't need to take that step even. I let things develop. You read the room. You know where you really know where you want it to go. Then you maybe have the power to make it happen just by who you are. But it's better to say, okay, we need the room right here. There's been a few guys come up with this too. Right? And for that, sometimes we get too caught up in the whirlwind of it. And it's just, we get too caught up in this wind or that wind. It's supposed to say, okay, one planet, right? One planet. Here, the more forgettable Superman movies was the quest for peace, right? Where he basically disarmed the whole world, because he can, right? And it doesn't work. But his major thing is, right where he is, he says, I understand all languages. We're one planet here. And that's kind of a beautiful statement that only he could make. He's just flying and looking at things from outer space. Yeah, cool. One world. And yeah, sometimes it doesn't help young Superman. I want to take all the, put him into the sun. And it backfires. It backfires, and it's the worst of the movies. But, there's a point where, like, sometimes it's got the power to do something and you don't read the room, there's going to be counter movement that may be much more dangerous than the situation you're looking at. So it's an interesting one right here. If they're coming in this way, then in motion. In motion is one. Right here, if they come in this way. Right? If they come in this way, then they come in this way. Ooh. Well, I get so caught up in the whirlwind of being president, I don't learn to read people and read the situation. You know what I mean? You have power, good. So, sometimes you got to say, okay, what are the lessons I need to learn? Timing, depth. Maybe I can be a little kinder, a little more patient, instead of trying to get what I know is right. I let it happen. And yeah, I'm there right here, letting the rest of the room, A and B, work it out. And that's hard. Well, since I said it, he said Aikido, really one of the kinds of Aikido is produce Shidosha, true leaders. All right. So, in that way, we're even though, we're not going to run for office as far as I know, but, in our own way, we're leaders. We're heads of families, we're heads of schools, whatever it is. And so, in terms of police officers, they're protectors, right? They have to make very difficult decisions all the time. And there's a tendency, I got a badge and a gun and a nightstick. Yeah, good. Ideally, that's for very, very important reasons. Precisely because of that, without falling asleep, learn to read the room before you go in there and use your badge, nightstick, again. And that's a hard one. The lesson we're all learning all the time. Okay, so we don't use make Aikido great again. I was thinking, boy, that would be. You really want to backfire, you would do something crazy like that. Maybe in a Saturday Night Live skit. So, anyway. You okay? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you're letting the situation unwind. And you may know how it's supposed to go. But a lot of times we get too caught up in that. It's just saying, okay, I'm still going to be there. If I just let the whole thing go, it turns into chaos. Or, two things. It's chaotic or it stagnates. And then it becomes chaos. So I got to be there. That's why since I said Shinken, fly blade. It doesn't mean you go out there and kill people or face people with weapons. It just means that your attention is there. And, we're also, as soon as I'm trying to develop things like patience or compassion, ability to, yeah, I know you guys are really fighting me. Yeah, I can't understand why, but we need a consensus here. And I'm going to give in a certain amount. But, this is what we need to see, we need to be together. And if you get your way, and I get my way, ultimately it's not going to necessarily work. We need to both come to an Aiki stance around us. You see that feeling? Then I'll sense harder. Whoa, Mega light years ahead of most anything else. You see what I mean? Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is just the same motion coming in. All right. And over here. Okay. Now, you don't stop learning about things like compassion, patience, but you got to be able to get out there and dance. If you're Superman, you can't live in the fortress. You see what I mean? Tempting. Boy, they're messed up. Clark, we need you out here, says Lois. Okay, Lois. So you got to be able to dance. Okay, let's dance. You still have that depth. You're still allowing things to kind of happen. It's like, I got to do this. Okay, you just get better at it. You're necessary. Without you, that blend doesn't happen. But if I'm a little too polarized, a little too bipartisan, then I'm going to mess up. Okay, for example, this is very receptive, but now positive. Here we get to here. Receptive, but see how that shift to positive happens? And I don't want to be receptive or positive. I want to be the center that allows the right receptive in that moment and the right receptive positive in that moment to just sort of happen to me. I want to read the room, I want to know who I am, and I got to step out of the way of my own agenda to let what's intrinsically right in that moment happen. Okay? Well, let's change partners, spread out. There's a bit more motion, a bit more energy. Okay, let's go. Okay, good. See, a lot of times training is not quite there. You didn't do anything wrong. You just need to kind of keep the ground right there, and it'll, right? See what happens sometimes, it's like you're a little ahead of the room. Instead of breathing, you just stay where you are. Let the room catch up to you. You don't sling mud and insult the room or whatever it is, because it polarizes things. That's why the Aikido is fantastic way of looking at, things like leadership. Everybody has to lead, if it's a family or a relationship occasion. A big relationship, both partners switch leadership. I was watching the most recent Superman and Lois episode, and she has a superpower. It's called super wrath. Clark, you're stupid. You can't do this. And there's Superman going, okay. It's really fantastic, And then, she runs the family, boy. I'll tell you, he doesn't run even though he's Superman. He knows when to step out of the way. You know, because the family situation is a little different than saving the world. You know, and I was thinking, boy, she's strong. Even can yell at Superman. Oh yeah, yes, honey. You know, I'm thinking, yeah, okay, that's kind of cool, right? And this morning, you know, my partner is battling cancer. He says, you know, I know I'm getting better because I'm starting to get pissed off. I said, yeah. Now just remember what you just said. You know, yeah, I'm starting to get some energy. I'm starting to feel pissed off. I said, good. Yesterday, you know, I say, hey, you got to get up and do, you know, we'll just walk around the hallway. And she didn't want to do it. Today she wakes up and says, I'm getting better. I'm pissed off, you know. So unfortunately, that's being recorded. Okay, all right. Yeah, let's do this. Same template, for example, offer, motion. What we're going to do right here is that motion. Well, okay. Now, most people like to move, but they don't develop the depth. Okay, when you're in a winning situation, that's all you want. You just want to move. Okay, I mean, everybody's pretty much Bay Area, but we had that with the Warriors for about 5 years. And I think it's kind of reversed. We still got some great players, mainly two. The third came back, thank God. But that was glorious because they were so in tune that all they had to do was get out there and move. And then, you know, a couple of disaster hit. It always does, you know. All of a sudden, you're kind of at that place where that chemistry isn't there anymore. You got to go back to the roots again. We don't like it, but all right. The top three guys, they drafted. And then one super guy said, I want to be a part of that. And he did a great job in the Olympics. I love Katie. So, you know, they're doing the same thing again, hopefully. Again, a couple of young guys, but they have that championship vibe from the old guys. They're not that old yet. And so somehow the young and the old, they have to kind of come into a balance. Okay, so I'm not panicking on this one. But you want to get back to where it's just a dance. I don't mean that we're going to dance around. Okay, so right about here, I'm going to put here. And here, for example, okay, we've got this motion, we got this motion. Now that Kote is, for example, here, from here, he punches or comes around it. So, you know, there's a transition right here. That's a challenging one. But it's the same thing as the move we worked on. It went wrong, very wrong. I needed to keep my depth right there. Okay? Let it unfold. Now, Kote, all of a sudden, and here he comes over the top on me. Or I go like this, he comes in underneath it. What's there, huh? Not letting it unwind by itself. So we go this way. So there's a reversal here. Boom. There's a reversal here. If Curry can't go that way, he goes this way. Curry can't go that way, he goes this way. If he dribbles back out, they fall him too far, he goes that way. There's always the in and the yang. And I don't think he plans it. I think he's sort of in a Zen state where he just lets the situation come to him, and he's yin to yang, yang to yin, naturally. And then when you get 5 guys doing that, and what we really need is we need a country doing that, not a basketball team. Okay, strength in numbers, which means, yeah, your worst enemy, if we can get to where we get a simpatico going, becomes a valuable asset. The ability, again, the judgment to go deeper. And some of the things that we wanted: compassion, patience, kindness. Oh, good night, get the crank. So maybe he needs a kick in the butt to get down. Okay. Okay. So there's that transition right here. Instead of going this way, well, we go that way. So this hand turns, we go this way. Now there's that transition. Right here, he's got me in his sight. It's very important. Which way is Curry going to go, that way or that way? You don't know. It's like he doesn't know. He's reading the game situation. He's in a Zen state of no mind. He's standing in a basketball sense, where Shibo sense they call the floating bridge, which is neither heaven nor earth, but right in the middle, in that balance, that influx that's creating the moment. And he's empty and very, very, very good there. And that emptiness is where you find the kindness, the patience, the compassion. So right about here. Okay. This takes a bit more room. You may bump your heads a little bit, but I'm here to kind of coach you. We got a couple of young guys that are like, and we've been hiring a lot of people that are very good with new players. And they got some vets that have that championship vibe. And so one of the things here is that championship vibe. There's all that motion going on, but there's a plan, there's a harmony, there's a presence, there's an organizing factor. And we're not a basketball team, but that sense where, you know, the game we're playing is meant for the world, not just for in here right now. Okay, so let's do this. Change partner, spread out. You're going to need more room for this. Okay? Okay, now, one of the things right here. Okay. Looks like you're apologizing. Okay, and that doesn't mean you go out there and run roughshod over somebody. Okay? Yeah. Ideally, when you're a parent, sometimes you have to show the kids what to do. Thank you, Dad. And if you make a mistake, it's probably a point where it's good to say, I'm the parent, but I really messed up. I hope you learn from it. You see what I mean? But don't apologize. You make mistakes, you stay a little bit deeper, and you take a better track on it. Okay, but go again. Okay? Yeah, that's better. That's better. Keep going. Better body language. Yeah, you're gonna make mistakes. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Okay, keep going. Okay, now hold there for the What are the things about that finishing move? You're a little too quick. Same thing as the you're a little quick. That ground is there. Therefore, when you have that motion here, it's like, it's like boom. In the movements themselves, they actually go into a variety of different directions, but right about this one, Don't be too quick here. Let it develop. 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 Boom, boom, boom. Let it develop. 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 Don't be too quick to pull the trigger because you can't unpull it. Now this is just a metaphor. It doesn't really, it's the same thing. I'm too quick to pull the trigger. Well, guess what? There's a lot of racial unrest because of that right now. Yeah, we need you to have that as part of the job. But you can't unpull it. You can't unchoke somebody. You see that feeling a little bit right there. So it sort of goes back to, so here. Oh, no, never. Moving to the side. Even here, see, it's unfolding, isn't it? Yeah. Unfold. Because I'm going to do it. No, I've done it enough that I'm wise enough to let it unfold. And I might have to step in. But I'm reading the room, I'm reading the situation, just like you. And this is the last resort. This is the last resort. I'm also going to be listening to the room. And yeah, sometimes I got to cross that line because that's part of the job. That feeling a little bit right there. That's hard to teach. That's the real thing they call shinken, live blades. So when we train, it's not that we're fighting for our lives, but we get too caught up in trivialities and things that are not all that important. So we lose that discrimination. You see what I mean right there? You lose it. We get, I'm having too much fun to be Shinken. Shinken is fun. But you realize, that everything you do, you can be there with some discrimination. And most of the time we're working at being more patient, being kinder people. You see. So those are just a couple of things right there. But for example, here, part of the Kote gaeshi, it appears to be going this way, right? It appears to be going that way, but then it goes this way. If he's coming in this way, it appears to be going this way. This way. If he's coming in this way, he appears to be going this way, and it goes that way. The reversal is going to be very, very kind and very clear. And if the situation reverses, we reverse with it. But we don't do so out of an exaggerated sense of importance. Because that's a tricky one. Self-importance, misogi, right? I think there's a misogi clear, open. Okay? So it's Shinken. I mean, the point right there, where, for example, if he's coming in this way, then this is obvious, especially if it's a little different. if you're coming in this direction, okay, we go that way, right? And over here. But then again, it reverses. Right? Right? It's going this way, but all of a sudden it reverses. It reverses that way. Right? Okay. It's going to go this way, all of a sudden it reverses. You may do this one next, because there goes this way, but no, it goes this way. Ooh, now the upper hand. Just go this way. No, this is now without jumping. You follow the line, and you down. You goes that way. You don't have to do anything dramatic, but you got a sense that sometimes, it's going this way, goes this way. If you watch a lot of both senses stuff, it goes this way. Boom. It's very quick, and he's totally in control. But he's clear, he's compassionate, he's kind, he's also very powerful. He doesn't abuse it. You see, so that's stuff that we're supposed to be developing as we train. You see what I mean? And that comes through a little bit of the Shinken. You see what I mean? The live blade training. But it's serious because what we're doing, we're developing ourselves as we train. You see, not just learning movements or acquiring strength, but we're developing. Okay? Okay. Well, let's look at this one from a slightly different. Okay. So really, what we're doing right there, he comes in with right hand. Okay. This he's going around, becomes a rear technique. Okay. Okay. But the relationship right here is I-Gordy, right to right, left to left. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is focusing on the wrist. No, you're you don't have to do that flip. But, I was always taught low Kote gaeshi, but it became, what would I rather have? Okay. Somebody bearing down on me from the top, coming over the top of it, or somebody trying to come in underneath it. A big person, do I want him to come over the top on me or try to get underneath me? So I kind of revised my thinking on the Kote gaeshi after decades. Okay. Now, a couple of things. For example, here, what is this? Little reaction. He's got his stance out of my stance, but we're on common ground. If we settle a bit, we may not agree with each other, but we may agree that we really need to come to some sort of a decision together. All right. Now, right about here. All right. Now, for example, here you get somebody that's newer. You just take them this way. Here, if he tries to come in under it, he actually feeds the movement. Okay. And most of the time, you're looking at somebody, whatever it is, they don't flip very well. But, in terms of, what we're looking at right here, you're right here, all right, this is actually a harder fall. If he knows how to go with it, that's actually when he gets more exercise. He feels like he's got something in the martial arts class. But two, there's also that sense right there where he's protecting his own wrist. Because what happens is that we go here from the front, okay, and you stay where you are. That's called a break right there. So he moves, and he moves towards me, and he protects himself. The kemi is not about losing. The kemi is about, the kemi in Japanese is called the receptive side. Okay? He comes screaming in. He's screamingly positive, but all of a sudden, boom, he's the receptive side of it. Boom. Well, now we can go this way and we can go down. Kote is the blueprint for a lot of things. It's probably, in theory, okay, we twist the wrist and we fall down. That works a lot. It's unfortunate because we don't realize it. The Kote, for example, here, we go this way. And then you don't say Kote. Okay? He comes in this way, and you kill the Kote. Because we're reversing energies without the clash. Somebody comes at you stupid, they leave enlightened. That's a lot of work. And, really, it's not so much about them, it's about us. Because, you want to pull your hair out or grind your teeth and you can just be easy there. You let the room talk to you for a moment. That's hard. Okay? Because we all want to be right. We all want to win. That's if you don't think through that way, then you're deluded. We don't lose that, but we learn to win over it. Masaka, true victory, got to win over yourself. Okay? And there's that point right here where how do I beat him? Do I go here? Or he goes over the top. Do I go here? He goes underneath it. There's that vulnerable moment right here when I'm stepping into the technique. But what if we go this way and that's the koan? Then if I understand that, then I understand that motion. Or I understand this motion. It's about a yin yang where both are allowed to unwind through you at a fairly developed, or simply would use the word, a pure level of you, in me. But we're not so into winning. Okay? It's a tricky one. Because if we get that, then the first is the yin, the yang, the izanagi, izanami, the chusano, amaterasu. In this culture, you kind of, say something like Wonder Woman and Superman. Boom. Yin to yang, yang to yin. So we're going to do it more basic right here. Deeper. You want to come in this way? Okay. Got an angle. You want to stop my foot? Right? Then you get the pivot. Now we get this motion. Okay. So we're going to simplify it a bit. Right holds right, left holds left. And I want you to work out the algorithms or equations. Okay? Let's keep the same partner. Let's simplify it. Okay, now a couple of things like this. You're creating a couple of places where there's no movement. There's never that. There's, see, when there's no movement, it's great. Okay. Likewise, okay. Now, it's not like I'm going to force you to move, but even here, see that deeper area, we're part of the same forest, showing the same nutrients. See that feeling a little bit right there? If all of a sudden, the nutrients cut out, we're both in trouble. No matter how old I am or how young and spry you are, Now, right about here, there's that motion. But right about there, then there's just reversal. There's never a pause. On the other hand, you're not out there getting busy with all that movement. You're kind of got a deep enough root structure that nutrients are still flowing. We're getting kind of dim, but we're going to survive this hopefully. That's the end again. So one of the things here. See right there, the movement stopped, didn't it? Now that's something you pick up as you get roots. You think about the nutrients have a flow. Okay, so again, you not understand that, it's more of a feeling. You understand it, you set, keep going, keep going. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. See? You do it slow. Yeah, you do it slow. Don't have to rush it. You can't rush enlightenment. What you're learning, right? It'd be kind of nice to be like, don't say they come in stupid and heavy and leave enlightened. Of course, the unenlightened pretty quick, but that's another issue.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, the Kote gaeshi, I've had discussions with a lot of Aikido teachers on that, and it's probably problematically the hardest one. But, you're going this way, then it goes this way. Yeah. Comes this way, it comes back. No, it's not, where it comes this way, then I come this way, but people it's a little bit like your own energy. It's a beautiful system, it charges in. That whole thing, that way you bring a certain amount of stupidity, then you need that much more enlightened than you did before. That feeling a little bit, because we're all stupid. The hardest thing to see is your own stupidity, so we're just working on it with one another, that feeling a bit. But a lot of this stuff is very difficult if you don't realize you're about to, all of a sudden it's over here, and you're coming over here, and then all of a sudden he's over here, and then you go over there, and then he's over here. Huh? It's just, he's just working that reversal principle in a very seamless way. You think he's going this way, he goes this way. Yeah. You think he's going to go this way, he goes this way. You think he's going to go this way, he steps back. You think he's going to step back and shoot, he goes around. And then when you're so busy, right, you kind of go somewhere that you don't expect. I mean, that's pretty hard. But in that area, it's liberating. In some sense, right? You don't have to be right; you just have to be part of the right decision. It's just moment by moment. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. One of the things that we're going to bow out in a second. Sensei is really hard to watch, but his stuff is available. I think that Stanley Planin did. He was an Aikido teacher in this area, and he started Aikido News and Aikido Journal, and he went all over the world collecting videos, actually movies of Reshiba Sensei, and he transferred them to video. Most of that stuff exists and is accessible simply because of Stan. Okay? And it's difficult to watch because he's so, well, I would use the term, he's so cosmic, right? And, you know, I mean, a lot of it, I mean, we were kind of, you know, making sort of a joke at it, but, you know, somebody screams at you kind of dumb, and they move that much more enlightened. You know, come over here, stay over here. Oh, I don't know what you're looking for, but, you know, oh, yeah, that's what you want. I can help you find it. All right, we're coming this way. And so what he's doing out there is so advanced. He's taking whatever intention the attacker has, and he's blending with it, and he's giving them more of a dose of what we would call satori or enlightenment. Somebody who's wanting to inflict injury, he's saying, no, this comes out of a loving place. Somebody who's wanting to dominate, he says, you know, this is about being very receptive too. Okay. And so, you know, as we get into a lot of that, you know, a movement like this, that's Kote gaeshi. Well, that's receptive positive. As I watch those things, you were so in tune with me. So, what's he doing? You're looking for a technique. He said, well, how am I not going to help my next dawn exam? You see what I mean? But he's trying to say, look, what I'm teaching is it's gonna, you know, like you know, he's probably saying that I can't say this on that. I'm pretty enlightened. Okay, I'm just gonna try to help you experience some of that. And I could do that moment by moment. It's up to you to kind of say, okay, I'm gonna walk that path. And you know, part of that is, yeah, you want to acquire movement that's stronger, whatever it is, but also, you know, you're going to be kinder. You're going to be more patient. You're going to have some compassion. And in that, yeah, hopefully, if you stick around long enough, your Aikido movements will be damn good too. But you're not going to base who you are strictly on number after name or something like that. So some of the stuff is coming in because it's hard to explain to people because you know, I can kind of copy it. But he was at a much more advanced place, right? And oftentimes we you know, like you know, yeah, so sense of it while you're like this way. You get it up. And the movements follow energy flows that really yin yang yang to yin. But if I watch him, he really has the principle of the Kote gaeshi in all his movements. You know, if he's coming in this direction, okay, he's going down, everybody goes back. It doesn't clash, does not destroy. In that moment that he's coming this way, and he's able to reverse that and travel a different path, because we all do stuff out of stupidity and self-motivation, self-gain. And to get that, and all of a sudden, you know, if Osensei were on through any of this, we probably would be spiritually a lot more advanced than we were before. The problem is we go back into all this stuff. And he was saying, okay, win over yourself. I thought that's really what he's trying to, I think was trying to teach with all that motion. And their movements, you know, you can't defeat stupidity. Stupidity wins every time. Because if you fight with stupidity, you start to be stupid too. It's just a really funny thing. So the game is to take stupidity into enlightenment, using a term, right? So somebody starts to see the, in some sense, the folly of their stance in that moment. And Osensei, you know, seems to indicate that one of the best ways is love. Not out there to win. He's out there to say, you know, if you're screaming at me this way, then this is a better path. You say, And somebody would say, is that going to be effective in a real situation? I would say probably, because you'd be in a better state. You might not raise your hand and have somebody fall down, but you'd be able to understand, how to be live in that moment, and you wouldn't be overly stupidly practiced, and you also wouldn't be overly stupidly aggressive, and then you'd probably try to come from 11th place. So yeah, you'd be better. It would work, okay? And that part of it is hard, okay? Because we all slip, we all go back to that stupid dumb zone so fast. So that's why I created Aikido, so we get on the mat and have a chance to kind of experience gaeshi reversal. And so if we can understand that, we're all coming from a stupid place of self-interest, no matter what we think. The docent calls it I. Okay. But at the same time, we're also coming from a much more integrated place, which you might say is the enlightenment, right? And there's some things that they're not that far apart. And so in the flash of a moment, no time, no space, you could do that for people. And when he passed physically, I heard this from a couple of people, everything changed. Aikido all of a sudden really radically shifted because he wasn't bringing that energy in. Okay? So it was kind of up to us to find it. And we don't necessarily get the fact that if you got thrown by him, most people say this, you got thrown by him, that's not anything you ever forgot. It was kind of in your soul memory. So we had that to kind of guide you. Okay, so we're having to kind of create that. Right? It's almost like, we're having to create the spirit of Superman. None of us can fly at all. Trying to kind of, that's more of an American archetype for a lot of what he represented. Okay, anyway, thank you. Okay. Hey, thank you very much. Okay, let's see. We have our procedures. Why don't we make a circle? I'm in practicing dojos. It's a good one. So it's